Hey, am I live? Am I live? I am going to check all the channels, all the things I am testing because I'm hoping for my conversation on Thursday. I am hoping to go live on other platforms, but that may not happen. So I do have something to share. I do have some content, some things I want to talk about. But give me a minute to check in on LinkedIn to see if I'm live, and then YouTube to see if I'm live, and Facebook. I've got somebody checking on Facebook for me, and I've got this delay. It's kind of weird. Let's see. If you are joining me and you see me, enter something in the chat so that I can see um, that I am indeed live with you. I'm going to just go ahead and start because I don't. Okay. Andrea, you can see me in Facebook. Thank you. I'm going to trust that I'm live on the other platforms, and I'm going to go ahead and get started for the sake of the replay. So, afternoon, I am Lisa Medley, your live host today. I'm an executive coach. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos or posts, hello, greetings. Thank you for joining, or thank you for watching. And I am an executive coach who helps Black women lead with confidence. I am going live today. I had a sale. I had a product sale. This is one of my products, my I Belong t-shirt. It is quite popular. I have journals and I have mugs and I have all the things. And I had a sale last week that went really well. And I thought, out of all the things that happened, I thought it would be really great to debrief the sale with you and help you sort of understand or get in my head about some of the things that I learned about the process and learned about myself, and um, some of the things that may resonate with you, even if you're not a product owner. Maybe you're navigating a leadership position. Thank you, Andrea. I love your products too, Bling Slinger. But you may be in a leadership position, right? You may be in a leadership role and are looking for ways to do things a little differently, looking for ways to navigate, advance, gain more success. I wanted to share, it's about 10 or 11 things on my list that I want you to think about. And so the first thing, and you'll see me looking over here because my list is on my other screen. I don't trust my memory. Have a goal. So one of the things I did for this sale, and confession is bad for the reputation and good for the soul. I don't always have goals. In terms of sales goals. So I'm a coach. I don't always have, I want to see X number of clients, or I want to do X number of things, have X number of lives, whatever it might be. I don't always have a goal. But for this sale, I set a goal. I set a goal. I sort of set it blindly because I'm not really, not having done it before, I wasn't really sure, what to set, what the bar should be. So keep in mind when you set a goal, right? Especially if you're setting it for the first time, it's really you're setting a bar, right? And so give yourself some grace. You're learning, right? So I set a goal, and that allowed me to measure my progress ongoing. So throughout the day, I could see how the sale was going. If I chose to do so, I could make tweaks. I didn't, but I could have based on. Thank you for checking LinkedIn, Andrea. I could have made tweaks along the way, but I didn't, as I said, but I could have. And so goals allow you to measure your progress and to be able to assess as you're going along. So if you are navigating your career, for example, set a goal that you can work toward and measure in terms of your progress, right? Number two, be willing to do something different, right? Sometimes that means taking a risk. Sometimes for me, it meant spending a little extra money, right? It wasn't really risk based. Um, but what I hired a photographer, right? Somebody who could help me um, do things a little different on Instagram because I don't have a huge presence on Instagram. And I realize that my content doesn't naturally fit on Instagram. But I believe that there is opportunity for my product to do well on Instagram. So I hired a photographer who did product shots for me. I engaged my daughter to model for me. She did a fantastic job. And as a result, for the very first time, Instagram showed up on my analytics in my online shop. So doing something different paid off. So thinking about your career, your leadership, your business, what could you be doing differently that might yield a different result? Where do you have opportunity, and how can you find a new way, right? How can you find a new way to show up? Andrea says, I love seeing your clients and customers rocking your shirts. That is one of my favorite things about having a product line. You know, the coaching aspect of my um, business, people can write testimonials, and I appreciate them. In fact, I have quite a few videos I need to start sharing in terms of testimonials. But I love to see clients wearing my product. And Andrea actually invited me to do a live with her yesterday and showed off one of the journals she purchased. I didn't know she was going to do that, but um, it was just a really nice way. It was a gift from her and a nice way to show the product at the same time. Number three, understand your strengths and your limitations. So this sort of ties into the be willing to do something different. Um, I know that my strength, technology is not my strength. It's one of the reasons why I'm doing this test today, because I have never multi-streamed. I've gone live before, one platform at a time, but I've never multi-streamed, and I wanted to see how it feels, right? And so I know my limitations. I know that I am not tech savvy, and I know that it takes me a little bit longer, maybe than some, to nail down the technology aspects. So I adjust just like I'm doing. I'm having a conversation on Thursday, which you're invited to, and you'll see the link to join on the lower third of the screen. This is one of my ways I get in front of my limitations and I can manage through, right? It's a great way to feel it and to see how it all looks, to see how it's all happening. Andrea, would you do me a favor and check YouTube if you're still here? She said that our live was so much fun, and it really was. Not only is the quality great, she bought a journal. She said it reminds me that I belong. I keep products all around me to remind me of that very same thing. I have my mug right here. I have my journals, and you've already seen those. I keep my journals and things because I wear my shirts almost every day, and so I love the reminder as well. Okay, so number four, do your research. Now, this is huge because one of the things we'll be talking about in the conversation that I'm hosting on Thursday, March 21st at 7 p.m., is just navigating the slippery slope in the corporate space as Black women. One of the things we tend to do is get in bed, quote unquote, with the wrong company or brand, right? And so doing your research is really important when you, oh, great. Thank you for checking. I'm on YouTube too. Yes, yes, yes. So, doing your research is really important when it comes to doing something new, especially or wanting a new result, right? So, my mugs are a great example. Um, they're expensive to ship, they're costly, they're really heavy. And so I played around with different types of mugs, trying to get the price down. Now, that didn't work. It turns out it didn't work, but at least I tested it. I did my research. The other thing I did was something I should have done a long time ago. I researched to make sure my pricing was right for the market, right? That's something I should have done when I introduced the product. But in order to discount something, because it was a sale, I needed to do my adequate research. One, to see how low I could go, what the normal pricing structure looks like for a sale, and then so I could craft a great offer that would make sense for you, the consumer. So I did a lot. I spent a lot of time before I went live with that sale, just digging around, researching, watching videos. I took a couple of free classes, just all kinds of things to really get my arms around. All of this is to get the result you want. So, all the points that I'm making is to ensure you get the results you're looking to get, right? If you want to work for a great company, then you have to research and find out what great companies are out there and what they're looking for and how you align with it, right? So, all of these points, so far, we've talked about having a goal, being willing to do something different or like taking a risk, understanding your strengths and your limitations, doing your research. This is all for the purpose of achieving your goal, whatever that goal is. For me, it was selling, having a great sale, right? Not having a great sale, just having a great sale. Number 5, be willing to make hard decisions. I fired the contractor because she wasn't giving me the results I wanted, right? Some of us are some of us find it challenging to have a difficult conversation. Firing someone doesn't feel great necessarily, but if it um, if making that hard decision means achieving your goal, then you do what you have to do. You do it with integrity, you do it with empathy, right? You do it with authenticity, but you do it. Yes, hard decisions. It is hard, Andrea. Being willing to make hard decisions is hard. And this young lady I hired to help me with my Shopify, I interviewed her. She had great energy. I really thought she was the right solution, but she wasn't. She either fell, or got overwhelmed with other clients, or she just lost her way. Um, but I could not allow that to impede my goal. And so it's great to have compassion for other people. I'm a compassionate person. I'm also a believer, right? And so I don't believe that you treat people any old way, but you have to have clear goals, clear expectations, communicate those expectations. And when those expectations are not being met, then it's time to sever the relationship. Always get caught up in the emotions, thinking of their family obligations, etc. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That is exactly what happens. We can allow ourselves. So the person I hired for the photography, it's going to be very important for me to continue to nurture that relationship as employer to employee, to continue to communicate expectations, continue to set clear boundaries, and upfront be very clear about this is a contract position, which means it can be terminated at any time. right? And so it's not a threat, it's just the reality of things. Um, so, number 6, be persistent. And this is one, Andrea, I got to share with Andrea when we were live together on Facebook on yesterday. Ask for what you need and know that people want to see you win. And so I talk a lot about in my coaching. I work with my clients to build what I call a catalyst circle. And your catalyst circle are that's essentially comprised of people you have relationships with that want to see you win. It is important. I don't care what you do for a living. Hear me good. You need a circle of people who are willing to help you win, period. And so, um, in my persistence, first I had to want to help myself win. So I talked about my goal. I set a goal. I met that goal very early on. I decided to set a second goal. And around 10 o'clock, 10:30 on Saturday night, which was the last day of the sale, Saturday, March 9th, I was found out that I was $18 short from making my goal. And I went back and forth in my head about, um, do I want to post how close I am and depend on someone to show up for me? Or do I just want to, kind of quietly trust God to help me get that $18? And listen, the clock is ticking because at 11:59 the sale is over. So I ended up creating a post that evening. Some of you may have seen it. And the post just very simply stated that I met my first goal. I set a second one. I'm $18 away. And I dropped the link for people to shop or make a purchase. And in minutes, Andrea came through in the clutch, and one other person, Beth Fisher, came through in the clutch. Quickly, quickly. Why? Because they want to see me win. And so we have to be persistent in our goals, right? In pursuing our goals. And we have to lean into the help that's available for us, right? There are people out there who want to see you win. And if you don't know who they are, find them, be intentional about building them, which is a whole nother point. And we're not going to go down there maybe for another live. Okay. Number 7, relationships are critical to your success. I'm not going to spend a lot of time because that kind of feeds into what I just talked about in number 6, right? It is important to build relationships. Relationships. That's two ways. Two ways. So, what happened when I wanted to go live today and I wanted to test this platform? I tapped into a relationship that is two ways because she helps me, Andrea Harrison, who's on, and I help her, right? So I'm like, I need somebody to see if because I didn't want to get confused with looking for me to show up on all 3 platforms. So I just asked her, hey, would you mind checking out all of my or Facebook for me? And then she ended up doing YouTube and LinkedIn. That's a relationship. Who do you have in your circle, in your network that you could tap to help you reach your goal? Yes, Andrea says, I'm glad you posted. Put it out there so people can see it. And those who want to see you win, they'll come through for you if they're able to. Absolutely. With no pressure. And let me just say, posting that was not about making money. It was about testing my strength. It went back to what is that? Point 2, be willing to do something different. That is something I am usually never doing, right? So that was something different for me. And people ended up coming through, and I met my goal twice. Number 8, prepare for success. Now, this is something I could have done better. I did not pre-draft my emails, right? I did not pre-draft my emails for my sale. I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't do it. And I had multiple tech issues, right? One of the emails I created disappeared. I don't know what happened. I wrote support, blah, blah, blah. So I prepared in one way, like I did my research, I set my goal, I set my sale prices, I determined the average order value I wanted to have that would help me reach my goal. I did all of that. But some of the other things like social media posts, drafting emails, that sort of thing, going live, I didn't do as much. So do what you can in terms of the results you're looking for to prepare for success. Think about all the things that it's going to take, right, to pull it off. Think of all the things that it's going to take. And uh, even if you have to create a checklist and then go along and implement all of those things, all of those things are going to create the win for you. That leads me to where are we? Number 9, expect to win. I don't know how many of you saw the NAACP awards last night. And so if you're watching this, today is Sunday, March 17th, if you're watching a replay, the NAACP awards, at least the ones I watched, I don't know if that was a replay or what, but it was last night. And Fantasia won. I can't even remember. She won whatever of the year, actress of the year or something like that. She got to the microphone, and I love me some Tasia. And she very humbly said, with tears, I don't have a speech because I didn't expect to win. And I can understand it and relate to it on so many levels. I didn't, I don't always expect to win. I don't always expect to meet the goals I set for myself. And I think it plays a major part in our psyche. So, as you are pursuing your goals, you're chasing them down, I want you to expect to win. Expect to win. Last but not least, celebrate your success. I literally cried. I cried real tears when Andrea purchased her journal and then Beth purchased 2 shirts. I literally cried. That was part of my celebration, and I remember just crying and clapping for myself and jumping up and down, and I did it, right? You will win this game, whatever game you're in. And it's very important for you, right, to celebrate yourself. Because even if you don't meet the exact goal, even if you fall short, you made some progress. You got some sales. You did something different. You learned something through your research. Celebrate your success. So one more again, have a goal, be willing to do something different, understand your strengths and limitations, have no judgment about it. We all have them, right? Do your research, be willing to make hard decisions, be persistent. Uh, Relationships are critical, so build them. Expect to win and celebrate your success. I certainly hope as you watch this, something along these 24 minutes, something I said within these 24 minutes resonates with you. I appreciate your followership. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you wanting to see me win, because I believe the community of people who support me and who I'm surrounded by really do want to see me win. I hope to see you on Thursday. Register for What's Law Got to Do with It, Navigating Termination, Discrimination, and Self Advocacy with employment expert and licensed attorney Chiquita Hall. It's happening on March 21st. That is this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Visit my shop for my shirts, my products, my journals. Respect my worth. I belong. My mugs, right? I belong. Can't see that one because of the glare. And give me a follow. And I appreciate you joining me. Andrea, thank you for supporting me, sis. Thank you for coming in the clutch and checking out my streams to make sure that this technology thing is working. I appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Until next time, you belong. See you later.